Annyeonghaseyo friends, and welcome back to the Torsie channel for more Ayu, and a very happy Friday to you. And I mean that because we're still on the happy train after winter sleep a couple of weeks ago and all the crying from me. The crying was from me. I put a shout out saying, what are your pick-me-up songs from IU? And I'm so happy that this song kept coming up because this is one of my favorite IU songs, and that is BB. I'm assuming that it's pronounced like that, by the way, because that's how it's written in both languages. This song happens to be where my favorite IU bridge of all time lives. I absolutely love this song. Later today on Patreon, we're going to be watching the live version on Sketchbook. I'm very excited to see that. This song live, I suspect, will be delightful. This is also the subject of our podcast this week because so very many things are involved in this song. So thoughts are thinking, thinks are thoughting, and hence the podcast. Over on Patreon as well, you will also find Hotel de Luna. We have just watched episode 14. Yes, we have just watched episode 14. I am devastated. With 2 more episodes to go. If you'd like to join us for that ride, now's a good time. Pop on over to Patreon and the link is in the description. But let's get into this fabulous music video. It's time for some IU. Gotcha. There's the PP. 와. This is excellent.
Not my business. 이대로 좋아요. Talk less. Still me. 너의 오늘 날까 없이. I'm sure you're gonna say my gosh. 바빠지는 눈빛. Checking. 매일 틀린 그림 찾기. hashtagging. 꼿꼿하게 걷다가 삐끗 넘어질라. 다들 수군대는 걸 자기는 하나 몰라. 요스팔이 반개를 어울린다나. 문제야 자꾸 참. Yellow CARD. 네손 넘으면 침범이야 babe. 매너는 여기까지 is my. Please skip the la. Hello stupid ID. 그 손 넘으면 정색이야 babe. Stop it 거리 유지해 cause we don't know.
Yes.
Come on we don't know.
Here it is.
편하게 하지 마. 어거기 너말 알아들어. 에이 아직 모를걸. 내 말 틀려 또 나만 나빠. 깜빡이 켜 교양이 없어 knock. 또 상대 안 해 block. 잘 모르겠으면 이제 좀 와워 babe. Repeat 참 쉽지 right. Yellow CARD. 네손 넘으면 침범이야 babe. 매너는 여기까지 is my. Please skip the la. Hello stupid ID. 그 손 넘으면 정색이야 babe. Stop it 거리 유지해 cause we don't know. Come on we don't know. Anything.
Ooh. I would like to declare my love for IU. So as is typically the case, the lyrics on the video differ to other lyrics that you might read online. I read the ones written by IU Team Star Candy. I have now learned from all the wonderful UNers that if you want the best lyrics, then you have to read IU Team Star Candy. They're pretty similar. There are some things like IU Team Star Candy says that she'll refuse skinship while there that says she'll refuse touch, which is fair if somebody who is watching this that isn't that well acquainted with the concept of skinship, that would be a really confusing word to read. And for those of you who are not aware of skinship, that is a stage in relationships. I don't know whether it's fully unique to Korea or maybe other parts, but I've only come across it in Korea. It's a stage in relationships where you touch each other really for the first time, like hold hands or put your arm around each other or whatever. It's the first touch, so that is skinship. That's the stage in that relationship. It is intimate, and it is of course considered quite rude to touch somebody without their permission, or if you are not friendly or intimate with them. Basically, any culture that greets each other with bowing or with hands in prayer, for example, you can assume that it's because any other kind of touch would be crossing the line. It would be far too intimate and far too inappropriate for you to do, especially with someone that you just met. What's significant then about that difference in the translation is skinship is specific to being in relationships rather than simply just being touched. So in this song that is about a relationship between a celebrity and the public, using skinship, which is something that should be reserved for an intimate relationship with somebody that you have taken the time to get to know, is deliberate in pointing out how inappropriate it is for somebody that you don't know to just come up and put hands on you. That's meant to be for somebody with whom you are in a relationship, not just a stranger on the street. I kind of skipped a step there by talking about the fact that this is a song about a relationship between celebrities and the public, but also fairly obvious. We are talking about the pursuit of paparazzi, the pursuit by sasaengs, the general inappropriate behavior of people being all up in your grill when you're a celebrity, constantly talking about you, taking a photograph, ranking you and things. There is a line in there where she talks about what's the score, and she's standing in front of the dartboard at that point, which is an indication of you throw your darts and the better your aim, the more scores you get. So people will continue this competitive and vicious behavior of throwing darts at a celebrity and seeing how well they can pin them. It is also a nod to the fact that there are ranking charts in K-pop that aren't just where your song is ranking, it's actually your brand ranking. So what's the score, as in brand ranking, is how has people's gossiping affected how this celebrity sits in the minds of everybody and therefore their brand ranking. Oh, she puts so much into her music videos. I almost don't even know where to begin. I think her looks are really interesting through all of this. You're almost getting a taste of every kind of look a celebrity could hand you when they're out in the street or in the public eye. Some of it is streetwear, like with the puffy hoodie. Well, it's just a hood actually. And the baggy shirt and the baggy pants and the big clumpy shoes. Others are far daintier, the floral dress with the purple shoes. And then the plaits through the hair is a fairly pretty but aggressive look, that we are going for a bit more of a rebellious street vibe of not really playing the rules. The rest of her clothes have some sort of transparency to them. So the yellow outfit when she's reading the newspapers, the skirt is actually see-through. It's pretty hard to catch as we're going through, but that entire outfit is chiffon, and chiffon is totally see-through. And then there's that fabulous holographic dress that she's wearing, which I want, just as a sidebar, that is by nature transparent, ever so slightly warped because of that holographic look to it, but it is transparent. The shoes are transparent, the frames of the glasses are transparent, the lenses of the glasses are transparent too. They're not dark glasses, they're see-through pink colour. All of it being an indication of invasion, of being accessible at all points, having no real ability to totally cover oneself up because she is being pursued constantly and under the lens constantly, that there is no chance to ever fully have herself to herself, which is why then there is that line, it's mine, trying desperately to say, this is mine, give me my privacy, this is mine. But she's not being given her privacy. She's being invaded upon by people prying into her life. And so even though she is covered from neck to ankle, there's transparency to it. Her privacy is still being invaded. Such a beautiful and interesting choice to keep her face blank for basically the entire thing, except the bridge where she suddenly gets more aggressive. And she's really looking into the camera going, huh? and it's a lot more confrontational, like she's as if she's turned around to the paparazzi or turned around to the misbehaving public and been like, oh, this is my fault? Really? And is really getting into their face with that. That's the first time we really get quite a bit of expression through her face. The rest of the time it's very still, which again is in the lyrics of, I'm going to slightly misquote, but the inscrutable expression that she has. And so all the way through the music video, she has this quite inscrutable expression. What else did we see? What else did we see? Everything, and it gradually became more and more through the music video, everything that was hers was painted yellow. So, of course, yellow card, in any sport, a yellow card is a warning. And after that becomes a red card, which is a ban. So the song isn't a total F you, get out of my face. It is a warning that you need to stay the line. Otherwise, a red card is what's coming up next for you. Because there is a line, what's beyond that line, the stuff that's coloured in yellow, I'm warning you, this is my space. So she has that very cool look where she's got the matching beret and jacket and then the painted yellow light behind her, and all of the stuff that's in that room really is in that yellow light and painted yellow. And eventually she packs up one room that has all of the animal pictures in it, and there is an apparent move into then where she ends up later, which is a yellow mattress, yellow blanket, there's yellow curtains around the wall, but it's a blank colour and then a yellow line, and she is sitting beneath that yellow line in an all yellow outfit. So whatever's drenched in yellow in the music video is hers and hers alone, and that's where she lives, in this little yellow corner, because there is a demarcation between what is yellow and what is not, and you're on that side and I'm on this side. Like football pitch is a bit of an interesting one, because there's furniture out on the football pitch with her, which could be suggesting how open and how observed her life is, that it feels like even at home is open to the public, and even out in the field she ends up colouring the centre circle yellow so that she has a space that she can inhabit. That is, now don't cross that line and I'm going to be in this little yellow dot here and you don't cross over it. This public space that should be private, she's still trying to carve out some sort of privacy. I feel like 10 million things are going to hit me later as I watch the other version of this. I mean, what's so enjoyable about it is a song telling us off, not necessarily us, because we probably behave just fine, but it is a yellow card. It is a warning to the public generally and to the media and paparazzi to mind their own frickin' business and to give her her space, give her her privacy, stop assuming things about her, stop gossiping, stop projecting your own perceptions upon her, you know, what's with that face, or has she changed her style because she's stressed, blah, 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 like just the total projection, or deciding she's problematic because she's been seen once with a person who has a scandal sort of thing. It is a song that is about telling everybody else off and telling them what their place is, and holding up a yellow card and warning them that keep crossing a line and you're in trouble. And it could come off more biting than that, but then there is the lyrics, this is where my manners end. She's being polite with the song. She's given us this sunny, poppy, hyper-coloured music video. It's all palatable and enjoyable and digestible, but it remains a warning that this is where my manners end. This is the last time I'm going to be delightful about this. The next time is going to come out a lot worse. It is a song that, if you applied it to a different genre, would be very aggressive. She hasn't put venom into it, she's put challenge into it, but not venom. So even though it's a song that is chastising us, it doesn't come with nastiness. It's not nasty yet. Hence why it's a yellow card. Other people have missed the mark with music like this, and I won't name them lest I start a fight, but other people have missed the mark and have come off sounding ungrateful for their fame and their success, or very cold and very rude and quite off-putting. And maybe it is because they've shot straight to a red card, while IU has very cleverly stood in a middle ground and said just enough to get the point across without alienating people with attitude. Especially since she says in the lyrics that people think she has attitude. If she gave even more in a song like this, it would confirm all of their nasty opinions of her. She's towed the line on her side perfectly with a song that is telling us to toe the line too. The beep is teasing something in my brain of the different things that it's serving. because she had a gesture in it where she went beep and she went like that. There's the beep as in the beep of your phone when you get a notification for one of your social medias or something like that. There's the beep as in a car beeping you as a warning that you're about to, I don't know, run into them or something like that. And there's also the beep as in when we bleep out people swearing on television or radio or something. And she had this gesture with a beep that could be suggesting that there's more that she'd quite like to say on this subject, but it's being bleeped out. Oh, you can see my little cogs turning, can't you? What kind of gets me about doing first watches of things is just the overwhelming nature of an IU music video. There's always so much in it that you can catch a bunch of things and still not catch everything. So I'm going to pop over to Patreon and have a look at the live version, the version of Sketchbook. I'm so keen to see this performed live. Pop on over to Patreon if you would like to join us there. There's also the podcast. There's also Hotel de Luna. We are just like maximum IU all the time over on Patreon because we love her. Thank you so much for joining me for another Friday. 감사합니다. 사랑해요. And I will see you soon for more. 안녕.